The first time I heard the clock chime, I was alone in my cramped apartment, surrounded by boxes of my late grandfather's belongings. It was an antique, a family heirloom he had always kept in his study. I didn't think much of it at first, but when the second hand began to tick backwards, I felt a chill creeping up my spine. The air seemed to thicken, and the room darkened as if the sun had been swallowed by an unseen force. Each chime was like a whisper from the past, a sound that resonated with something deep and unsettling within me. As the clock struck midnight, I found myself standing in my childhood bedroom, the familiar scent of my grandmother's lavender perfume wafting through the air. I turned to see her sitting at the edge of the bed, knitting as she always did. She looked up, her eyes filled with a warmth I had dearly missed since her passing. But there was something off about her smile, a shadow that danced in the corners of her lips. She beckoned me closer, her voice soft yet insistent, a siren's call that tugged at my heart and threatened to drown me in nostalgia. Each night, the clock would chime, and I would return to moments long buried. My father's laughter echoed as we fished by the lake, the sun setting in hues of orange and purple. My mother's gentle touch on my fevered brow when I was ill. These moments were intoxicating, and I found myself longing for the next chime, the next journey into the past. But each return held a cost. The people I loved began to change, their features distorting, their voices blending into a cacophony of despair. They would reach for me, their hands cold and grasping, pleading for something I couldn't understand. The final chime came on a stormy night, the wind howling through the cracks in my window frame. This time, I was taken to a place I had never been, a dark void where time held no dominion. My grandfather stood before me, his eyes hollow and filled with an eternal sadness. "You must let us go," he whispered, his voice a fragile echo. As he spoke, the clock's hands spun wildly, and I felt myself being pulled back, my heart heavy with the weight of my ancestors' unfulfilled desires. I smashed the clock in desperation, shards of glass scattering across the floor. The chime ceased, but the echoes of the past lingered, forever haunting the corners of my mind.